What is good, everybody? Welcome to Capes and Cows. I'm Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred. I'm taking over today because Kristian is out here making all this glorious content for you, like so much content. I was just talking to him, and I guess we're a 7-day-a-week channel now. We're about to be. So, for that reason, and that reason alone, myself and Chris Carr are going to handle business, and we're going to talk about all the crazy stuff that's going on in the comic book superhero movie world right now, like James Gunn giving updates about the DCU and Wonder Woman and Peacemaker season 3, and Matt Reeves talking about the next Batman villain, and James Gunn talking about some of the worst advice he received while making Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank God he didn't follow it, because that series was great. And Bernthal talking about Punisher and Marvel Zombies, apparently season 2 already popping off, and Born Again news. Just so much stuff to talk about. We got a number. I don't know exactly what the number is quite yet, but we're going to figure out what the number is that we're trying to beat today. But that's not what's important. What's important is that I'm here, Chris is here, that you're here, and we going to get it popping, baby. So let's do it. Capes and Cows, it's go time. Yo, welcome to Capes and Cows. I am Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred, as I mentioned before, and I'm joined by the ever lovely, so glad to have her on the show. Losing Koi broke my heart, but gaining a Chris gave me 2 hearts. Chris, how are you doing today, girl?
Oh my gosh, you're a Time Lord now. I love it. Yes.
Just in case, man. I ate a lot. I ate a lot of fast food as a child, so one of them is probably clogged.
I told you I woke up this morning to bake a loaf of bread for myself, so there's no hope for me.
Oh man.
Am I ever gonna be a fit person? No, I'm gonna keep eating bread at 4 a.m. that I bake.
I mean, I am working on it. I genuinely am. I'm back in the gym after post-COVID.
Nice.
Not the pandemic. I mean, I had COVID like a month ago, but yeah. I'm in there. Everything hurts. I'm gonna have to throw out this yogurt because I put granola in there, but the granola had been a little old, and now I'm concerned of what some of the stuff I'm looking at here, so that's just going in the trash. So we're just gonna go back. We're gonna fast. We're intermittent fasting today is the decision that was made. But how are you doing, Chris?
Doing well, man. It's been a great week for me. Muppets got renewed. We've got a Muppet show coming back, so this is the best news I've heard all year. So I'm excited to get into all this other news with you.
Okay, I am too. I've just been informed that the number to beat this week is 77, and after winning last week, I wonder if we can get you to your first back-to-back. That'd be crazy.
Very exciting.
That would be pretty crazy.
It'd be great, and without any bribery. I'm not gonna use my dogs. I'm not gonna use my birthday. I got nothing except my own merits, so we might be screwed.
Well, you heard it here, folks. 77 to tie, 78 to win. Let's do it off of Chris's merits. Make sure that she feels loved. Okay, yeah. that is the request. I already see a number of them coming in, and I appreciate y'all. But keep it coming, and let's go ahead and jump into this first story. Now, James Gunn, he loves to be talking. He'd be on the socials, he'd be in the interviews, and he is already coming out with stuff regarding Peacemaker season 3, Wonder Woman's height in the DCU, plans for Charlton characters, all that stuff. Now, this is comic book movie, James Wilding reporting. DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn may be busy gearing up to start work on a Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, but he's also found the time to answer fan questions on Threads. The 5th episode of Peacemaker set the stage for 3 chapters that Gunn has repeatedly hyped up as being huge for the DCU. Season 2 doesn't have an obvious villain, prompting the filmmaker to share his take on who should be considered the show's antagonist. Antagonist is very broad, and despite its popular use, non-judgmental term, Gunn shared. So, depending on the storyline, the antagonist is Flag Senior, Hardcourt Peacemaker himself, or someone else with eyes emoji. Who that someone else is remains to be seen, though Gunn has previously described Peacemaker Season 2 as a prequel to Man of Tomorrow, a movie he said has been much, much, much easier to write than Superman and so fun. Will we get Peacemaker season 3? To that, he replied, I think let's get to the end of the season before you answer that question. Looking beyond the HBO Max series, Gunn said that he is a fan of Batwoman and told another fan that they might be in luck when he was quizzed about the odds of Charlton characters like the original Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, and the Question joining the DCU. Supergirl writer Anna Nogueira is currently working hard on the Wonder Woman script, a movie that repeatedly has been described as a top priority for DC Studios. Many fans are hoping for a version of Diana Prince that's more in line with her comic book counterpart, but will that extend to her Amazonian height? On the page, she's taller than Superman, but seeing as David Cornsweet is 6'4", finding a talented actress who is bigger than him won't be easy. I don't think extreme height is the most important factor in casting Wonder Woman, Gunn stated. That's all I said earlier as well. I never said I didn't feel good about her being taller than Superman. I just said that would never be what I considered most important in her casting. Patty Jenkins has been attached to helm Wonder Woman 3, before DC Studios decided her and Gal Gadot's vision of the Justice League member didn't fit what they had planned for the new DCU. I don't know what they mean by fast tracking Gunn instead of Wonder Woman's status over the summer. I've always had Wonder Woman as a priority, but we got the first few things started, and there's some other things that are really close to greenlighting. Like there's a television show that I hope that we're going to be greenlighting in the next few days. So now a little time has passed, and we really need Wonder Woman and we really need Batman because they're so important to us. And so it's become a little bit more like going to everybody at DC and being like, we need to figure this out, the filmmaker added. We have good writers on a Wonder Woman, and we just have to make sure it's working, and they have to not be somebody who's going to take 2 years to write a script. All right. A lot of information there, Chris.
Yeah.
From Peacemaker 2, season 3. The fact that it's already gonna, I guess, back alley, like tap dance directly into Man of Tomorrow. I didn't realize that he had originally said it was a prequel to Man of Tomorrow. That's actually a little bit of news to me, or maybe I'm just not paying enough attention. The Question, Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, Wonder Woman. I mean, a lot to choose from. What's sticking out to you the most out of all of those stories?
Oh man, there's so much here. I do want to address that. Not someone who needs to take 2 years to write a script. Does feel a little pointed. It
definitely feels like if we were both standing at a podium and we're taking questions and I elbow you real quick just as like a little that felt like a little jab. He loves him some Matt Reeves, but that felt like a jab.
Absolutely it did. So that was one that was just, shots fired, James. Okay. All right. I love that we name dropped the Question. I desperately want this character to be on screen. I love the Question, no matter which iteration it is. So I think that is really exciting. I love that we're also talking about how height is not the big deciding factor in casting, because that's ridiculous. We want the best actor for the job. People can have lifts in their shoes, and I won't have my suspension of disbelief ruined because I go, hey, why is Diana shorter? We've had Hugh Jackman as Wolverine this whole time. Wolverine's 5'3". We all accepted it. We all moved on. So if she's just a little shorter, that's fine, as long as it's the best possible actress who makes me believe that she is absolutely an Amazonian who can take people to task. So loving that news.
No. That's 100% fair. I think that trying to force feed a 6'4.5" and higher actress, I don't agree with that, but I do agree that whoever is playing Wonder Woman should look Amazonian-like. So, even if she's only 6 foot or 6'1", I would be able to live with that because, like you said, throw a couple lifts in there and whatnot. If the goal is to make sure she is taller than Superman, but I think specifically having a truly athletically built, peak human condition, athletically built Wonder Woman who feels like she's larger than life, I do think that is actually very important. And I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying that there is limits to this. I don't think we need to force feed her taller than Superman, but she should be tall. I think that would go well.
Well, and she needs to look like an actual threat to Kal-El. She has to be able to hand his ass to him too. So she does need to be somebody who we believe is truly strong, not just in that super strength Jessica Jones kind of way where you can be lithe and have that superpower. She needs to be built. So I'm glad that we're kind of having that. It's not going to be particularly comic book accurate to the inch, but we do want to look for the best person for the role. So all of that is really great. And this stuff about Peacemaker is really cool too. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. I'm literally just thinking in my head, like, I don't know enough of like, because like my thought then is immediately jumping to athletes already. So I'm already thinking of what, basketball players. I'm thinking of rugby players. I'm thinking of MMA fighters, but I'm just wrestlers. I'm literally trying to think of, I don't know enough of them that I know are actresses that would like do well one way or the other, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you're big into wrestling, if there's anybody that sticks out in your mind, or if anybody in the chat, if there's somebody that's popping up to you that you think, oh no, she's a good actress and I feel like she fits the build.
I mean, I don't know if she'd be my Wonder Woman pick, but to definitely play an Amazonian or someone in that world, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, one, she can sell. She is so strong. The back muscles on this person. Oh my gosh, she's so strong. She can just bench press everyone. She's incredible.
She is jacked. Okay, all right.
She has incredible charisma. She's fantastic. Do I think she's Diana Prince? I'm not sure, but I've never seen her be anyone aside from this larger than life wrestling persona.
No, sure. But, and then I also get the idea that we can get somebody who can train hard, but I think at the bare minimum, whoever it is, there does need to definitely be a fierceness that's already kind of automatically built in, I guess, if that makes sense. So if they have a history of any sort of fighting, maybe they weren't a professional fighter, but maybe they have been training in martial arts or boxing or something. I guess boxing is a martial art, but you know what I mean? Like their entire life. But that's why I immediately went kind of to a fighter ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's funny. I don't think she necessarily looks the look, and I go back and forth on her acting. Like the only one that popped into my head immediately was Ronda Rousey, but I don't know if like I would have necessarily, that wouldn't have been my choice unless, she's been, practicing her acting like crazy and she comes in with like a black wig and blows my socks off. If
she Baptistes it, if she starts taking all those acting classes, I mean, see that happening.
Look, if anybody does Batiste it, you will always get my thumbs up of approval. Hell, if you've seen it at this point, after what we're seeing with season 2 of Peacemaker, I mean, I loved him in season 1, but he's really taken it up a notch this season personally.
He's incredible. I've been so impressed with Cena. And did you get to catch the latest episode? Because I know you also
did.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I did. Oh man.
Dude. It's so good. Frank Grillo kills it. Without getting into spoilers, I thought that certain things were going to be a joke, and then oh my gosh, they're actual plot points that were really awesome.
1,000%. Mine definitely has to be with a certain sidekick and his misadventures. That genuinely made me concerned, laugh, be like, wow, what a badass. Like there was a lot of really good stuff in there. And now I understand why Gunn only released the first 5 episodes to media, because you end on a cliffhanger that would be a horrible place to end the season, but you could technically end the season there and it would make sense. So I'm really looking forward to what these last 3 episodes are going to bring for sure.
Yeah. Well, with that in mind too, what do you think the overall connection is going to be here getting us to Man of Tomorrow? Because right now this does feel pretty insular.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how we're pushing out.
Well, especially because we were talking about what villain it could potentially be. And so like we kept harping on Brainiac, and I just don't see where the in is. Like it's not really a spoiler 5 episodes in that we're dealing with his, quantum door that allows him to get to another universe. But I've never really known Brainiac to be like universe hop. I mean, sure, I'm sure there are instances of it, but that's not his main thing. Is just, I'm going to absorb all the knowledge in this universe and then, give him a reason later to be like, oh, well, maybe all the universes, but like, it would be weird for him to want to destroy the multiverse as a starting point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am not sure what the connection would be, because my mind has been more about clearly what's going to be wrong going forward. The decision he made, there's been a lot of theories going around, and I'm on board with when I had been talking about it. And this isn't a spoiler talk, so I don't want to dive deep into it.
Yeah.
But I think it is very apparent that the world that he's in is not as copacetic as you think, that there's actually some nefarious, very nefarious things going. Maybe a universe that has a letter in the name, let's just put it that way, without giving too much away. For those that know, you get it. For those that don't, you'll be like, I don't know what he's talking about, and you'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What are you thinking? Like, what's going on in your mind? Like, who do you think is going to be the connect to Man of Tomorrow?
I mean, shout out Dingus McNally in the chat. Yes, hi. Yes, that's what I think too. I've been trying to just kind of like piece together everything. Go, okay, where could this go? What are we doing? How can I reverse engineer this? And I still am fighting with. I want it to be Brainiac. Brainiac makes the most sense to me for the Lex Soup story, but as that connective thread here, it was okay. Well, if that's going to be the case, and we are dealing with this kind of transport systems, do we go ahead and bring in Darkseid this early? Which seems like a big swing, but maybe that's what they're doing. But it doesn't feel quite like where I feel like Peacemaker would go. I don't feel like that's the trajectory of we introduce this Thanos level baddie through this television show, or have a connection to that there, especially since James Gunn has talked about with DC, they really want to make it so you can come in and out of movies. You don't necessarily have to know everything about a TV show. Peacemaker itself did a beautiful job just going, and here's what you missed in Suicide Squad.
Yes.
There's that. So in case you didn't see that movie, you're caught up. And I assume that's kind of how they're going to move forward with the films as well of, hey, and here's how we get this little bit of a recap in here for you. So I'm just still not sure if it's going to be a big bad like that is somebody who brings the entire Justice League together. I know Brainiac is a huge villain as well, but that just seemed so much more in line with where the story is going, in line with why Lex would be on board. And while this focuses a lot on stolen technology, and maybe that's our thread, it just still isn't coming together for me who could be that masked figure, so to speak.
Well, it's interesting. I'm seeing people in the chat bringing up Mongol, which I don't hate it. Because he also, obviously Warworld, and like at times will kind of take tech himself, like almost not time hopping or dimension hopping necessarily, but a similar vibe to Kang of just conquering everything. I could see it if maybe the tech he's taking this time to conquer is like, maybe he's picking up also this energy that's being put out from this dimensional portal, and maybe that's what it is. I could see that. But yes, I think it would be a mistake to jump to Darkseid again, just because you're not really doing a New 52 thing. And I know that was kind of the thing that kicked off the New 52 was the idea of, oh crap, we all got to band together. This is an invasion of Earth and whatever. And that's kind of how the Justice League was formed. I think it'd be too soon, especially knowing that that's kind of how you started the DCEU. So it almost feels like you're kind of retreading again.
Yeah.
But Mongol, I think, is a good one. I still hope it's Brainiac. But I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. We got some good ideas there. But now we want to know what you think. Get in those comments. Let us know, man. Send in those super chats. Let us know if you think that Brainiac still makes sense, if Mongol makes sense, Darkseid. How tall does Wonder Woman have to be? All of that stuff. We want to know what you're thinking, man. So please get in there and let us know. All right, let's go pop over to our next story. And that is Matt Reeves teasing the next Batman villain. Now, this is from Dark Horizons and Garth Franklin writing. Still, more brief details about Matt Reeves' The Batman 2 have emerged via interviews Reeves has given in the past few days and are now going online. Talking to the Happy, Sad, Confused Josh Horowitz at the Emmys last Sunday, Reeves said that while Batman film sequels in the past often shift the focus to villain backstories, this film will still be very much a Bruce Wayne story. more so than the first, which was more of a Batman story. As a result, he says he's chosen a villain that suitably fits in with his goal, a villain that hasn't really been portrayed on screen before. I think I know. I knew with the way the Batman ended, it was leaving us on the precipice. Also, the way events happen in the Penguin, there is an exploration to be had. And one of the explorations for me was to do something that pushes even further into the character of Bruce Wayne. The first story is so much about the Batman. I always wanted in the movies, and let's say we get to make 3, I have no idea, that I always wanted the movies to be focused on his character. A lot of the other films, which I love, once you get past the origin tale, then you start telling the Rogues Gallery story and that character's arc. I never wanted to lose Rob at the center of these stories, so that is what we're really set our aim on. Picking the right villain that digs into what that does and goes into his past and his life, that was what drove that discussion. We're super excited about it, and I will say it's never really been done in a movie before. This has already led to speculation about Hush, or to the lesser extent, the Court of Owls being the villain. He also confirmed that his franchise is an Elseworlds project and not part of the DC universe. We haven't talked about anything like that. We have had conversations about how things could work and all that kind of stuff just in general. So, of course, it would be a lot of fun. What I really want to do is play out these stories that we began and arrive at the conclusion I've hoped we would arrive at from the beginning. It's very exciting. I mean, it's a DC, so like it's Elseworlds, but it is DC, so it's theirs as well. What the future brings and what I am doing will become clear when it comes. Production on the new film is slated to begin next April, ahead of the film opening October 1st of 27. All right, so Chris, my immediate thought, I don't hate the idea of Hush. I love the idea of Court of Owls. The only thing with Hush, he kind of stole a little bit of Hush's sauce for the Riddler already
Yes.
in the first one. So I think that would actually be a bad move because you're just kind of retreading some tracks here. I think that the actual storyline that would be pretty interesting, if not Court of Owls, which is my kind of top choice there, is to go Hugo Strange.
Yes.
We've gotten Strange and Gotham, but I don't really count that to that extent. I think going full on, figured out who you are, like got him in therapy or whatever, like because maybe being Batman's got him messed up, and then it's just opening up a whole realm of stuff, and that also gives you an avenue then to potentially have the Joker be out, but not have the Joker be the center of it, since you have Arkham already, and maybe this is something where Strange is using some of the villains that are in Arkham to mess with him. I think that that personally would be my choice would to do that. But I'm curious about you. Where are your thoughts on who this potential other villain might be?
Oh, dude, we are on the exact same page. I was like, I think it's going to be Hugo Strange. I hope it's going to be Hugo Strange. Because, yeah, we saw B.D. Wong play him in Gotham, and he does a good job in that. But I would really love to dive into this character because he is one of Batman's first foes. He's from Detective Comics number 36, I believe. So way back in the beginning. And he knew Batman's secret identity. He was able to manipulate him and play these games with him. Like you brought up already too, Tommy Elliott, Hush, we've got a lot of shades of that with the Riddler that we got in the first film. So I feel like that would be pretty redundant at this point. But having somebody who can psychologically mess around with Bruce, dive into that childhood and put the focus on him is very, very interesting to me, especially because we just had that comment from James Gunn about how antagonist is a very neutral term, right? Typically in Batman stories and what we've seen in the past is our villain is our protagonist. That's who we're following. Batman is the source of the antagonism. He is there to be the force that stops, gets in the way, creates obstacles. So keeping the second film of a Batman trilogy, or however many movies they do, but keeping the second Batman film squarely on Batman is actually something that's pretty unique to how we've told his story previously.
I fully agree. I mean, and not only Batman, to really take it a step further and to say Bruce, because the funny thing is any other time we've really talked about this, and that's what's so interesting. You put like the lasso of truth on him, and they go, "What's your real name?" He goes, "Batman." Like he literally is like, "No. Bruce is the mask. I am Batman." Like that psychosis is fully gone, where that is the identity that he assumes. So it's interesting when the mask truly isn't the mask anymore, and now he has to tap back into his humanity and not this avatar that he's essentially made and adopted as his identity. I find Bruce stories, when done well, are actually very interesting. They're just kind of hard to do sometimes, both because of how Batman sees himself, but then also because sometimes it can get a little lost in the sauce. Like, were you reading the most recent one with the they essentially had like a formula, that like a fountain of youth kind of storyline that was going on in Batman? It was great. It was like the Serengal blood or whatever that was allowing him to like go, like essentially his body go back to him being like in his like mid to late 20s. So like essentially like he's out here fighting with Damian, and gets hit in the knee, a knee that he's gotten injured multiple times. He still finishes the fight without an issue, but he's slow. He's like, I got to overcompensate. I got to do this, that, and the other. And then someone offers Bruce Wayne, they're offering all these rich people, the Fountain of Youth. And so he starts thinking about it for a while, and he's like, I don't know. He talks to Superman about it, being like, bro, you never really age. Like, how do you feel about it? He's like, I don't think it's cheating, Bruce, if I can't speak on it because I'm an alien. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. Bruce gets it, and then all of a sudden he is whooping ass like you ain't seen, because it's modern Bruce or modern Batman with like year 2 energy and physical body, like no injuries.
Damn. Okay.
So he is train wrecking people, but it's coming at the cost of ultimately finding out that people are being sacrificed to make this formula and stuff. And so then he has to cope with the fact that he was a part of this whole thing. It's a really good story that they just wrapped up.
I'll have to go pick that up. That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's almost the B line, because there's a whole A line of relationships with Bruce that's there that I don't want to ruin that at all. So you should definitely pick it up.
Yeah. And to your point too, we so rarely dive into Bruce's actual psyche. And weirdly, Harley Quinn, the animated series, is one of the things that's done it best in recent years.
Right.
Actually going and exploring the blame and all of the masking that is put up and everything. Or, Batman Beyond having that same kind of lasso of truth moment with, I don't call myself Bruce. Those are the really cool things that I want to dive into more and see why we have to have all of this there. And again, to have a therapist be someone who should absolutely not have their license anymore, be really messing with him. I feel like that really lines up with what Matt Reeves has set out to do, which is make these Batman films psychological thrillers. They're his version of Seven. I think that'd be cool.
I fully agree. It's funny. I wondered, knowing that we just got to a place, in America and the world to like actually start acknowledging therapy. I worry if this is going to take us back a few steps if we do get a good Hugo, just fully manipulate him. This is exactly why I don't trust them head Dr. Ass.
This is why I won't go to therapy. I'm going to just keep listening to podcasts. I'm going to be fine. It's worked out great for me so far. Really, really healthy over here.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. But we want to know what you think, man. What villain do you think that Matt Reeves is going to tap? Do you like the idea of Hush, Hugo Strange, Court of Owls? What is on your mind? Let us know in those super chats. Go ahead and send them in. Let us know in the comments and everything. And while you do that, folks, we are going to be right back. But first, we want you to check out some of our awesome sponsors that we got for the show today.
Oh, man, I'm so glad to finally talk to you guys about Cash App. I've been using Cash App forever, and now I get to talk to you guys about it. Don't worry. It's very easy, fast to sign up. Do you even know how much interest your money is earning you in your bank account right now? Well, let me tell you some stuff. Cash App can do way more than you think to make your money work for you. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you can earn up to 4% annual interest on your savings. There's no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements. Also, you can hit your saving goals even faster by turning on the Roundups feature on your Cash App card. With Roundups, every purchase you make using the card is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and that spare change is automatically put into your savings. Don't let your money sit around and gather dust. Make it work for you. Take advantage of high interest savings on Cash App today. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code and earn some additional cash. For real, just download the Cash App, use our exclusive referral code, Kristian, in your profile, send $5 to a friend. Within 14 days, you're going to get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partner. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC, direct deposit, roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosure.
Thank you so much for that, Cash App. I don't know about you, Chris. I use Cash App a decent amount, so I definitely appreciate that sponsor.
Yeah.
I mean, we normally have good ones that are well-to-do in life, and Cash App, people that's how we making my money sometimes is people being like, oh, thank you for that work. What you want? Cash App me. Come on. So here for it. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's so nice to not have your check lost in the mail.
You know what I'm saying?
It's great.
It is so nice. As a matter of fact, a shoot that I did this past weekend, that money just came in through Cash App this morning. I said, okay, let me go ahead and transfer that. Like, it's so nice.
That's great.
Nice. All right, let's go ahead and go to our next story. We're popping back over to James Gunn, who revealed some terrible advice that he got while making Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a comic book movie and Josh Wilding. If you're a longtime visitor to this site, chances are you remember the collective shrug when a Guardians of the Galaxy movie was announced at the San Diego Comic-Con in 2012. 2 years later, filmmaker James Gunn blew us all away with his take on Star-Lord and company, delivering a gorgeous, thrilling reinvention of the team that was set to an unforgettable soundtrack. However, had one unnamed person had their way, Guardians of the Galaxy would have sounded very different. Addressing fans on Threads, the current DC Studios co-CEO said, I was told no one would like the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack and I should change it to Britney Spears like 90 songs. I don't know if it's the worst advice I've received, but it's the one I remember the most. While there's likely a version of Guardians of the Galaxy that wouldn't work well with some catchy pop songs from the 90s, Gunn's eclectic choice of needle drops ranging from Hooked on a Feelin' by Blue Suede to Come and Get Your Love by Cherry Bone went down a treat. Gunn has since brought his love of obscure music to DCU with Creature Commando, Superman, and Peacemaker Season 2, all boasting memorable tunes. Before Gunn was fired by Disney in 2018, we'd heard that the plan was for him to oversee a slate of Marvel Cosmic Universe movies. Last December, the filmmaker confirmed that at least 3 spinoffs were planned at one time. Ravager show I thought could be a fun thing. Legendary Star-Lord, frankly, we had a whole idea for that. Rocket and Groot, to be honest, is what Guardians 3 was. I wanted to do Rocket and Groot first, but I was talked into doing Guardians 3 instead. I knew I needed to tell Rocket's story. Gunn later made it clear that he has no issue passing the Guardians of the Galaxy baton to a new filmmaker, though he will likely receive a producer credit on any future projects featuring the team. I don't know the exact legal answer to that. The Superman writer-director initially responded when asked if that was the case. I think the answer is actually yes, but I'm not sure what the answer is. Listen, I'm excited for them to do whatever they want to do with the Guardians. They all have my blessing. So yeah, here are some of those. Here's some more threads to see what's the worst note, and that's the Britney Spears thing. Whose opinion do you value the most besides your wife and Peter? Gallen, Chantal, and Michael at DC are up there. I really value Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi's opinions, but the one I probably value the most is Alan Horn's. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm imagining a world with Guardians of the Galaxy, and instead of opening with Come and Get Your Love, that's
Britney,
what he opens
bitch.
with. I literally not even like I wouldn't even think that far. I was thinking like Hit Me Baby One More Time is like what he's dancing to and like kicking the little rat, and that movie genuinely sounds awful. Like
yeah.
It does. Like, now mind you, given the right circumstance, and I think that worked for Deadpool and Wolverine, for example, to have bye 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 at the beginning of that. I thought that worked great. Literally introducing Star-Lord to doing like oops, I did it again choreography would have been terrible. That's my thought, but what do you think, Chris?
I agree. I have all of these albums on vinyl, and I love Britney Spears. I really enjoy her music.
Right.
It's a bop. I would not like it in this setting because that doesn't make sense for Star-Lord.
No, it doesn't.
Part of the charm here is it's a throwback cassette that his mom made him. And that's so charming and lovely. And well, yeah, if this was made and, I was somebody's mom in a movie, it would have Britney Spears on that cassette. right? And then we would have a very different situation with Peter Quill. But I think having this lovely actual mix of music and bringing in all these old throwbacks and things, especially once we get to the other movies like Brandy and everything that become plot points, it's a whole different animal. With Deadpool, like you brought up, NSYNC made sense because we love that fourth wall breaking, I'm going to do all the choreo. For Star-Lord, if he did all of Britney Spears' moves, one, timeline wise, I don't think it would have made sense. And two, it just isn't true to his character. He wouldn't have learned her dance. He would have been like, that's who I dated back on Earth.
Right, exactly. And because if you think about it, he's supposed to be what, like early 30s, I think, when we see him, and the movie came out in like 2012. So just for that to work again, the age that he would have been at, because he was kidnapped at 10. It wouldn't have made, would not have made logical sense. And it also just wouldn't have been the vibe. Like the vibe itself really made a lot more sense with what it was. And I even love the fact that when we finally do get to some 90s music, come Guardians 3, it's because at the end of 2, since his cassette was destroyed, he was given an MP3 player. So then now he gets to discover more music, and that actually makes a lot more sense and finds a way to bring him forward, and almost as its own little kind of nod homage to Captain America as well. Another man sort of lost in time. Star-Lord was lost in time in that he wasn't on Earth for all that amount, so he gets to kind of play catch up. You know what I mean? I think it was a nice little like nod to that. And we kept getting that every time, because obviously he had his original tape. At the end of Guardians 1, he finally opens that present from his mom that he never did, which was a new mixtape, which was then the soundtrack for 2. And then getting the Zune is what puts you into 3. I just thought it was a very beautiful way to let the music evolve within the story, if that makes sense, you know?
Absolutely. Well, and now we're keyed up too for him being back on Earth to have that man out of time situation too, of now a popular Britney Spears song can come on and he can do who is this? What is this?
Right.
Why are we listening to this?
Right. Well, I mean, especially if he's on Earth now, like I'm imagining him like listening to Sabrina Carpenter and like see or Chapel Roan and just being like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, what if he super gets into trap? That would be hilarious. That shit would be so funny if like maybe he's a little depressed that he doesn't have the Guardians anymore, so he's just talking about like trapping and shit. He's just like, all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. Like he just all super on the 2 Chains. Oh my god.
His grandpa's just like, sure, son, sure, you do what you have to do to get through this. Oh, I'd love it. Oh,
that would be really, really funny. I'm kind of curious. All right, what terrible, like, do you agree that Gunn was like, that would have been terrible to have like a Britney 90s pop thing? And on top of that, what soundtrack, what kind of genre do you hope that the legendary Star-Lord gets into now that he's on Earth playing catch up? Is he a 2 Chainz fan? Is he a Morgan Wallen person? What is he listening to? Let me know what y'all are thinking in those super chats, man. And let's keep it pushing to our next story real quick. This one, also comic book movie. Jon Bernthal seemingly shares his first glimpse at the Punisher's ripped, bearded Spider-Man brand new day look. Josh Wilding, yet again, he's killing it today. Jon Bernthal's Punisher made his official MCU debut in Daredevil Born Again, and we last saw Frank Castle mounting an escape from Mayor Wilson Fisk's makeshift prison. Vigilante will return in a special presentation coming to Disney Plus next year, and while not confirmed, Bernthal is likely to make another appearance in Daredevil Born Again when it returns for season 2. Frank is also headed to the big screen for what looks like a major role in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Based on what we've been able to piece together, Frank decides to start targeting superpowered criminals and runs afoul of a street-level superhero, Spider-Man. He may or may not have a sidekick in his war on crime and is said to have acquired some formidable weaponry to help battle the Scorpion and those like him. Now, Jon Bernthal has shared what appears to be his Punisher look for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Just like in those special presentation set photos, it seems we can expect Frank to rock a beard not dissimilar to the one he had during Rick Remender and Marco Checho's acclaimed run, which featured a few appearances from Spidey. care very deeply about Frank. I'm really grateful that I'm getting an opportunity to tell the story that I think the fans deserve. We're giving it our all, and we're trying to tell a Frank Castle story that we're going to turn our back on the audience. Wait, we're giving it our all, and we're trying to tell a Frank Castle story that we're going to turn our back on the audience. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be light, and I think it's the version that this character deserves, and I'm just beyond honored and grateful that we get the opportunity. Asked how the standalone special will compare to the Netflix series, Bernthal teased it's going to be dark. Frank has no interest in breaking out the darkness. It's not going to be easy. I don't know if that's the Netflix tone, then that's what it's going to be. It will not be Punisher light. I promise you that. So, okay, here we see, man, I would kill to ever have abs like that. That's kind of nuts. But we see the full bearded look going on there and the slick back hair and everything. He is not messing around. So, Brand New Day shares the title with the divisive era of storytelling, which, thanks to a deal with Mephisto, saw the Wallcrawler get a fresh start when his marriage to Mary Jane ended and his identity became secret again. He faced many new sinister foes during that time and was surrounded by an overhauled supporting cast, including a restructured Harry Osborn, Mr. Negative, Jackpot, Menace, and Charlie Cooper were some of the standout additions to his world, though they don't currently look set to appear in this movie. Instead, all signs point to Spidey teaming up with and at some point finding the Punisher to take on a Savage Hulk with a Scorpion thrown in for good measure. Several other villains are reportedly set to appear in the movie, including Tombstone, Tarantula, Boomerang, and Ramrod. There's been some chatter online about the Venom symbiote factoring into the story, potentially setting the stage for Matt Gargan to eventually don the alien costume as well. The movie's being helmed by Destin Daniel Creighton. Okay. A lot of info in there. I mean, that first of all, what did you think of ripped Bernthal with the abs? Yeah, I know.
Damn.
I know. I don't do nearly enough planks for that.
I'm trying. I do that stupid little machine at the gym. That's the weighted crunches.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna have a ab, and it's gonna be really exciting. When she shows up, I'm gonna be like, "Look at you!"
I always used to joke that I just have a keg instead of a six pack.
I call mine a pony keg.
There you go.
Yeah.
See the two great minds, Chris.
Yep. That's right here. He looks great. And this also, him getting into such great shape for the role, not only makes sense because of all of the athleticism that he needs, all the fight choreography that he's going to do. Bernthal has talked about his process a lot when it comes to creating characters. And one of the first things he does after he goes through his script is figure out those kind of mundane physicalities. How does this person sit? How do they hold themselves? How do they walk through the world? Are they a chest out person? Are they shoulders rolled kind of person? Physicality is a really big part of his acting. So him really putting the work totally makes sense for a character like Frank Castle. And you love to see it because the guy's so invested. I mean, he's working on the script. He's acting in it. He loves this character. I'm really interested in that line, though, of we're going to turn our back on the audience. Is this finally going to be a moment of, you guys need to stop revering this character? Is this going to be a moment where we see Frank Castle act totally other to what we've seen before? That's what I'm really interested in.
I mean, because that's the whole thing. He is meant to be a character that at times you get it, and at other times you're like, you have gone entirely too far. That is supposed to be the point. And I think that was kind of alluded to in Born Again in what he had essentially spawned by him doing what he did. And then what do they call themselves? They didn't call themselves like the Punisher Gang, but it was all those cops that were essentially wearing his moniker and whatnot. It was the idea of like, no, you have gone too far. And if anything, it reminds me a lot of times of, it happens with Batman as a whole, but I think the one that sticks out the most is the opening of The Dark Knight. And it's like, what makes you different than us? I'm not wearing hockey pad, which I just realized.
Perfect impression.
Thank you. I realized look, from a very talented, very accomplished voiceover artist like you, that actually means the world to me. So that's I'm not wearing hockey pads. I will say, and then I'll get back to my thought. I thought for the longest time he was saying hockey pants and not pads. And that's where I also was like, bro, you need to enunciate. I had no idea that that's what you were trying to say. But that whole mentality that he spawned a bunch of copycats, that people all of a sudden were like, oh yeah, you're vigilante, you're right, the streets are crazy, we got to stop it. And instead it was like, no, you're putting people at danger, you're like yourself, you're endangering plenty of others, like Batman going out of his way to make sure that everybody's okay, where these dudes are just wielding shotguns because they have no skills and all that kind of stuff. It was the same thing that the Punisher, he's already going too far himself, but the means at which he's doing it, people are like, yeah, cool, let's pull out the shotgun and let's just blowing away whoever, mobster, we think you're a mobster, so we're gonna shoot you. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that this is good to really make sure that we are aware of the fact that the Punisher can be a tool for good, but most of the time there's a reason why most of the heroes do not get along with him.
Yeah. Do you think with Brand New Day, he's going to cross that line with Peter? Because I don't see this as like we're getting a 2011 Mercy Bullets storyline. I feel like that is not going to happen.
No.
And this team up has been something that I've been very cautiously optimistic about, because I do like in the comics how Frank, I mean, he's used Spidey as a human shield. He's been horrible, and they obviously are just diametrically opposed in their ideologies. So I'm curious to what you think this kind of relationship is going to be like.
I think it's going to be one of those things that, like, Peter is going to already be in a place where, remember, coming out of No Way Home, really saw the darkness, like really went there and almost became what Frank essentially is, was about to punch in Goblin's head, and had to be pulled back. And I think that this will be one of those things where, they say that the minute you're able to impart knowledge or teach knowledge that you've learned, then you've truly mastered it. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, another hero, like, sure. Like, I remember when I used to team up with heroes, like, yeah, let's do whatever. And when he starts to see that Frank is going too far, I think this is going to be that level of trying to keep Frank from the darkness. And then the question becomes, okay, am I able to do exactly what Peter, I guess Toby was considered Peter 2. I'm trying to remember which one.
So
Either way, Toby Spider-Man, like, where he was able to be like, bro, don't do it. Like, is he going to be able to do the same thing, or is he going to have to take him down? And I think that is going to be the real push-pull here of, I've seen what that looks like. How do I stop that from happening? Especially knowing that, like, he still cares. Like, he'd met Hulk before, so, like, he wouldn't want anything bad to happen to him. And it sounds like that's the main thing here, is he's trying to stop that. So I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a question of, similar to No Way Home, where does the morality kick in? And I think that with superheroes, a lot of times that's the story that's the most interesting. Otherwise, they're just all punch 'em, beat 'em ups,
Yeah.
So
very well said.
Thank you. What do y'all think? Are you do you think that that's the direction it will go? What do you think about Jon Bernthal's body? What should I eat for lunch today? I had fish and asparagus yesterday. I had some tilapia. I'm thinking maybe I'll do chicken and broccoli, so I can go from a keg to at least a pony keg like Chris, and we'll work our way down to the 6-pack. Let me know all of that in the comments, man. Send over those super chats. We got a couple more stories for you real quick before we get to your questions. This next one is about Marvel Zombies. Season 2 is already being planned by Marvel Studios, but its fate is going to depend on one thing. Man, Josh Wilding was writing his ass off today. In the first season of What If, an episode appropriately titled What If Zombies saw us visit a reality where a world not unlike Earth 616 had been ravaged by a zombie plague. The response to that led to Marvel Television greenlighting a spin-off series, the 4-episode Marvel Zombies. That premieres on Disney Plus next week, and a second season is already being tentatively planned, provided fans tune into the first batch of episodes. In a new interview, Brad Winderbaum, head of streaming, television, and animation at Marvel Studios, revealed, please, like people, have got to subscribe to Disney Plus and watch the show. If that happens, they will get more, and we are excited. We're ready. As for how the series could evolve moving forward, the executive points to the comics. We had a lot of freedom, in development in terms of characters we could use excuse me, or where we wanted to explore, but there were certain lore considerations. What Robert Kirkman and Sean Phillips did in that original book, it kind of branched off from what Mark Miller was doing. It was just a different time in the comics, a different universe. We were branching off of 616, of the MCU version of 616. The pieces on the board were in different places for us to start the story. That lore is very rich and expansive, and Brian Andrews and I nerd out all the time about other characters and other things that are happening in the universe at the same time, he teased, and where we would explore if we were so lucky to make a second season. Marvel Studios has found 2 bona fide hits in X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but the what-if concept already feels pretty tapped out. Marvel Zombies certainly looks like a fun ride, but whether the concept needs to be explored beyond that, we will really hinge on how fans respond to the show. At this point, it seems Marvel Studios will only move forward with additional seasons of shows like this one if viewership is high enough. With such a last-minute marketing campaign and zombies no longer at the height of their popularity, we'll have to wait and see. Okay. So, Chris, I guess my first question is, you've seen the trailers for Marvel Zombies, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
The trailer actually changed my mind because going into this, okay, because it was I don't care about this at all. The Marvel Zombies comics were never my thing, mostly because I found myself being like, that's not how their powers work, and they'd regenerate. Meh, 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 meh. I was so annoyed. But I love how they feel like they're not pulling any punches with this and giving us something that is pretty gnarly and dark and gritty and weird. And that seems promising. I do have to say, though, I love that, the one thing that'll keep us from getting a season 2, if no one watches season 1. What? Of course that's the case. That's how television works.
That's typically how TV works, man.
Yeah. If no one watches it, we usually go, yeah, that's done.
I mean, can you imagine a world where the Dark Universe actually completed after that Mummy movie came out?
Winston, I'm so mad. I took a meeting with a casting director at Universal about being in one of those.
No.
And was Chris, just like, I was gonna be a girl in the chair. I was gonna be a tech girl in something.
No, Chris, no. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. And then she pivoted hard to voiceover.
And then she was like, I'm never gonna let them do that to me again.
I'm gonna take a 5-year break from being on camera. This is terrible. Man, yeah, I'm still heartbroken. I was personally victimized by the Mummy movie.
I get it.
This does seem like fun, though. The trailer changed your mind too?
It changed my mind. I was not. Okay. I was like, why are we doing this? Like, the episode was fine. It wasn't great. I did that. I thought that was enough from the what if iteration, right? But then I was like, okay, if you're gonna do it, whatever. And I saw that trailer, and I was like both blown away with like the music choice, with the cuts they were showing us, but specifically that we finally got some version of Blade. And I will tell you, I haven't even seen Blade yet. They need to figure it out. They need to figure Blade out. I'm sorry. I know they put it on the shelf. Pull it back off the shelf. It ain't even dusty yet. Figure that shit out, because just this iteration that we saw right here, just this minor little bit, reminded everybody that I saw go, yeah, this is why we wanted Blade. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So bring him back.
Absolutely. Well, especially with the pivot we're seeing too towards the supernatural in Marvel, it makes it even more glaring that he's not involved in things. I want that character to be here. If we are dealing with Agatha, if we are dealing with Mephisto, if we are dealing with these darker supernatural entities, him not being there makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
You know, Sam Wilson is not equipped to deal with these things.
No, not
He's
even
got to have somebody.
Close.
Yeah.
Nobody in the new Avengers / Thunderbolts, nobody on Sam's team, none of them are able to deal with that. Strange is off with Clea. And Wanda is supposedly dead. And Wang's got too much going on. Wong. Why did I say Wang? Because we're talking about BD Wang earlier.
Yeah.
Wong has too much going on to actually deal with all of this by himself. So yes, you need, like, I want to see the Midnight Suns personally. I really would like to see the Midnight Suns. I vaguely knew of them beforehand. And then the game came out a couple years ago, and I
Yeah.
became obsessed and then started reading as many different stories as I could. I really, really, really want the Midnight Suns personally, but I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. Are you on board with Zombies, which is dropping very soon on September 24th? This coming week, man. Are you going to be watching Marvel Zombies, or you're like, nah? Even with the trailer, I don't need it. You know, are you going to go ahead and cancel their season 2 before they get it? It would be your fault. I hope you're aware of that. Let us know in those comments, man, in the super chats, all of that good stuff. We got one more story for you. This is staying in the world of Marvel. Daredevil Born Again has officially been renewed for season 3, which will begin shooting next year. Josh Wilding from yesterday. Okay, I'm glad he slept just a little bit. Daredevil Born Again was originally greenlit for 18 episodes that eventually evolved into 2 9-episode seasons, and following the first season's creative overhaul, season 2 will now run for 8 episodes. Beyond that, much has been said about whether the series will get a 3rd season. Marvel Studios, Marvel Television has made it clear that yearly series are a priority moving forward, and The Man Without Fear is clearly a character who is well suited to the small screen. Comments from Daredevil Born Again star Charlie Cox suggest that the show would end with its second batch of episodes were taken out of context, and it was later reported that Old Hornhead's story wouldn't end next year after all. IGN recently spoke with Brad Winterbaum, head of streaming television and animation at Marvel Studios, who set the record straight when he confirmed that Daredevil Born Again season 3 has officially been greenlit and will begin shooting in 2026. In terms of Daredevil, yeah, we are greenlit for season 3 and we start shooting next year, the executive said, sharing no additional details about what fans can expect from the planned 3rd season. What could we see in a possible Daredevil Born Again season 3? Assuming Mayor Wilson Fisk is taken down when the show returns to Disney Plus next year, then it might be anything from the return of the Hand to Matt finding himself placed behind bars, something Ed Brubaker and Chip Zdarsky both explored. Elektra's return is also long overdue. As for a possible team up with the Wall Crawler and Spider-Man Brand New Day, it doesn't currently look like a sure thing despite the Punisher's presence. Something tells us Matt Murdock will show up for a brief cameo, even if it's minor, as his appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home. If not, the fact that we're getting a season 3 Daredevil Born Again surely leaves the door open to Cox appearing in Spider-Man 5. Kristen Ritter is returning as Jessica Jones in season 2, so this renewal may take us one step closer to the Defenders reunion too. Masterpiece of epic proportions, Daredevil Born Again delivers a powerful, unmissable take on The Man Without Fear. Oh, this was their review. Okay, we don't need to read their review. They're fine. They get plenty of our business. Okay, Chris. So I'm confused. I had always thought, and maybe that's where I was lost. I had always thought that they had already renewed it for season 3, but I guess not. I guess we were just the first 2 seasons here that were originally split.
Yeah,
so good to know
the
that's
third
official.
was new. Yeah, I figured they would do a 3rd because it didn't make sense for where the story was going to end it too. But
Right.
again, that also is determined on usually, hey, do people like the show? So it's
No,
good
that's
that they're
fair.
getting 3 chapters at least.
Absolutely. So, okay. So then let me ask you this question then. Who would you most want to see team up with Daredevil? Like, are you immediately wanting to go back to the 3 that he just worked with in the Defenders previously? Or is there somebody else that's like a kind of a street level hero that you would like to see Daredevil kind of paired up with?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I'm such a sucker for Jessica Jones. So I
Fair.
really do want that team up. That's such a fun relationship, I think. Especially because again, it's just people who are opposed in their viewpoints. I think is
Right.
always really fun to work with, not only from how to deal with criminals, but just about everything in life.
Right.
Jessica
Right.
has a much darker sense of things than Matt does, and I always find that very compelling to see between the two of them. What about you?
I would like. I was thinking about it. I think it could be interesting. Honestly, I mean, they're probably not going to do this because movie territory, and they're probably winding down Ant-Man. But I actually think an Ant-Man Daredevil kind of thing would be interesting if he like has to tap him to be like, I got to steal this thing for Fisk. I don't really steal stuff anymore. I'm going to need you to steal stuff anyway, bro. Like, whatever. I'm your lawyer. Don't worry. I'll get you off. I think that could have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think him and Moon Knight could be really interesting. That's
Ooh,
like
and
an
then we'd get that
interesting way
character utilized.
to bring the character back. I think that would work really well. I think even, they've been talking about potentially bringing Daisy Quake back. I think that could also be kind of
Ooh.
interesting. You find a way to bridge the gap with her into TV yet again, kind of make her canon the way you did with Daredevil out of Netflix into the MCU.
Mhm.
And it could just be really like a fun way to kind of have some stuff kind of going on. And now he has a little bit more firepower to work with, because like obviously he's able to kick ass. And the three others of the Defenders are pretty strong too, but now you've
Yeah.
got a little bit more of a supernatural thing going on. It'd be kind of cool.
That'd be very cool. I think, Colleen Wing would be another fun one to bring back. I
Yeah,
really
I
liked
think so
Colleen.
too. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Or Shang-Chi would also be interesting too. I saw somebody said that. I think they're very peculiar about, you might elevate a TV character up to the movies, but they're not so quick to de-escalate, I guess, someone from the movies down to a TV show like they did a couple times. Obviously, you saw Hulk show up a little bit. We obviously saw Wanda moving to WandaVision and stuff, but you know what I mean? Like if someone's wedged in there, unless they're getting their own show, you rarely see them kind of get these little random little cameos if they were like the star of a franchise.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious, y'all. What are your thoughts? Are you happy about season 3? Who would you want to see Daredevil teamed up with in a season 3, or even in the season 2? I mean, it's kind of done, so it is what it is, and I think we're getting where we get. But season 3, where would your mind be at with that? Let us know in those comments and those super chats. All right, so couple of things as we kind of are done with our direct stories right now. First off, Chris, what is going on in your life? What is going on in your world? Where can people find you? What should they be looking out for?
Ooh. Oh, great. I would love for you guys to go check out Two Filthy Casuals, our podcast with Amy Newman, where we jump into fandoms, ask questions so you can be a nice, filthy little casual and not have any judgment. The episode we put out today is about the Backstreet Boys. Our guest just went and saw them at the Sphere, and it's a really great conversation about how sometimes in our youth we are embarrassed about our fandoms, and then it's really cool when everyone accepts them as adults. So go check that out. You can get that on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Over at Speak Friends Studio, where I teach voiceover, we've got a business class coming up that's all about all the sexy things in voiceover, like how do you file your taxes? Go check that out. You can keep up with me personally. It's Chris Carr over on Instagram. And then just a quick shout out to my buddy, J. Scott Campbell has this incredible Danger Girl art book coming out. He's got a Kickstarter for it. You can go find him on Instagram and you can get to that Kickstarter campaign. It's stunning. They're these huge art books. If you are a Danger Girl fan or if you are a J. Scott Campbell art fan, you want to get this. So go check that out from my bud. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. As for myself, you can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on all platforms, here on YouTube, twitch.tv/Swaggy Blurred, all the social media stuff. Stuff going on. Blurred Breakdown on Mondays. I just put out my Out of the Theater reaction for Him, the new Jordan Peele produced movie starring Marlon Wayans and Tariq Winters. Apologize to that young man. I know that's one of his first major roles, but gave my initial thoughts on the movie. I'll probably do a more stretched out review there. A lot of other stuff coming out on there. Tuesdays over on Spill the Tequila with Roca. Wednesdays, Blurds in the Hood is back. YouTube.com/Blurds in the Hood. Myself and Jay Washington here every Friday, obviously. And then the big thing that I really wanted to push right now, and I'm excited, but it's going to depend on you. This is truly going to depend on you. So Kristian and I have done our next reaction. I believe it's either coming tomorrow or Sunday. He said it'll be this weekend. We have done the first few episodes of Demon Slayer. In order for us to continue to do Demon Slayer, people got to watch this shit. And enough of a number that Kristian goes, I bet we'll do this on the regular. I want to say we recorded the first 4. We recorded the first 4, and I think he's breaking it up in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm already in love with this show. For the love of God, please watch the video, share it out with folks. Anybody you know that loves Demon Slayer, everything else, get that out there. The more that people are watching that, then me and him will actually sit down and watch that shit together. We'll do the whole thing with y'all. Y'all can watch us, fresh eyes and all that kind of stuff. So check that out this weekend. The first video should be out. Chris, because I know you've seen Demon Slayer, right?
Yes, I'm so excited you like it.
It was, so I'm actually mad that we decided to do this, because what I wanted to do as soon as we finished was go, okay, well, I'm just gonna episode 5. I got nothing else to do today. And it was like, no, you have to wait. So there is a baby bit of me that's like, well, then I hope that y'all don't, so then I can just watch it immediately. But there's the part of me that would like to watch a thing that I like and watch it with y'all and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check that out, y'all. But yeah, okay. So that's all the plugs. Appreciate that. We'll probably do that at the end of the show. We are doing not so bad. We got about 55 minutes before we're wrapped. We're at 21. So we definitely are still within reach. We need 55 to tie, 56 to win. So y'all keep coming in. If there are more suggestions, I remember last week, one of the things that y'all were doing, we're trying to figure out more movies that Chris and I haven't seen.
Yeah.
That was a great way to get engaged and continue to probe us. I'm sure Kristian will appreciate it because it helps with the list. But we're just going to jump into these questions and then we will keep it pushing. All right. So first we got GoPal. Thank you so much for the support, GoPal. He said your last Dragon reaction was hilarious. Congrats. Thank you. I really, that movie was a lot of fun, man. Because you've seen The Last Dragon before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a lot of fun. I still can't get over the sheer number of, man, I'm going to take your black card. You ain't never seen The Last Dragon? Bro, early 80s. I was born in 87. I've gone over this a million times. My parents aren't into film like that. Like the movies that they were into, like Soul Food and you know, both my parents made me watch Boys in the Hood for sure, which I'm glad they did. It's fantastic. But like it was a lot more closer akin to like Soul Food, The Best Man, things like that. And that was also then into the 90s. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had heard of The Last Dragon, but it just never came up. So I was glad that I got to have that moment with you guys, you know? So the next one, Ronetta. Hi, my lovely crew. I hope your day and weekend delivers big smiles, belly laughs, and endless good vibes. Spill it. What part of high school did you live for? Mine, running on the track team. I'm curious.
I feel like this is so obvious. I was clearly a theater kid from the everything about me.
I mean, yeah, I was all over the place, man. I was kind of, I was definitely a little bit of a chameleon. So like I played basketball. I was in the theater department. I ran the snack bar. Like they actually had a snack bar that was student run. So I was actually the president of that. So I got some business experience pretty early and whatnot. It's also how I ended up like getting random dates sometimes, because it'd be like, oh, hey, Wizzy, you want to open that snack bar? Like, girl, I ain't trying to open no something. Oh, come on, you're so cute though. Like, why don't you open the snack bar? Like, stupid shit. Like, just be like, literally, so girls be like, oh yeah, I got the hookup. Like my man, he be giving me Cheetos whenever I want them. Like, stupid.
You were doing better than me. I was dating boys who were like, well, I probably am gay, but let's just test it on Chris Carr. Like everyone I dated at my reunion, I was like, oh, okay, we're out. Wonderful. Good.
Not out. Oh man.
Wonderful.
Like,
I'm glad I could be everyone's beard in 2005. That's what a legacy.
That's when you realize that you dated the entire cast of Queer Eye. Like you just like help set them on their path to superstardom. And it's like, oh my Lord.
Just
Hey, Mr. CJ coming in. Hashtag I wish I knew. I wish I knew. That was, do you know that moment?
No.
So that's class. I wonder if I don't think Kristian still has he doesn't still have the asset in here. So the way Capes and Cows originally started was myself, Coy, and Kristian doing a rewatch initially, I want to say, of Spider-Man. And we watched all of the Spider-Man movies, and then it just became like a rewatch show and revisiting, Toy Story and Batman and all the different types of movies, and eventually it evolved into this. And when we got to Batman and Robin, there is a moment in the middle of Batman and Robin where George Clooney is flirting with whatever woman he's flirting with in the movie. And she's like, "Where did you go? You seem like you just disappeared." He's like, "Oh, I wish I knew." Like, and it just became a long-running just gag for the show. I wish I had the asset for you. I'll see if I can pull.
I was going to say, I tried Googling real quick. I'll try to find it too.
Here, I'll pull it. Well, here, go ahead and read this next super chat here for me.
Okay, from Gopal again. Maybe it's growing up around other children of immigrants, but I have no memory of Last Dragon from the 80s.
And there you go. Like, that was the same thing for me. I just never, my parents weren't into that. So, you know, I just, it wasn't going to push me to do it unless I naturally found it on my own, or somebody else was like, "Bro, you got to check this out." Like, I remember what Pulp Fiction dropped in 94? Is that right?
I think so. That sounds right.
Something around that
Chat
range.
correct us.
Right. I'm sure they will. I didn't watch Pulp Fiction for the first time until after I saw Kill Bill, which was my first Tarantino film. And so I was like, "Dude, this dude is awesome." He's like, "This dude, you've never seen a Tarantino film before this?" And I said, "No." And they go, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my God." So kind of the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wasn't in my lexicon.
If it wasn't like a Mel Brooks movie or something that you saw in Turner Classic Movies, I didn't see it till college. And that's still a huge gap of, I have so many movies I haven't seen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead and read this one too. Give me 1 second.
From Shay here, you both seen She Rides Shotgun with Taron Egerton? I have not, and I love Taron Egerton.
I have not seen that actually. What is that on? Do you know what network?
Let us know where we can watch it. Is it Egerton or Egerton? I never know. I always screw it up, I think.
That is a great question, actually. I always say Egerton.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. Here we go.
Yay!
I was just trying to vamp for a minute. Okay, let's see. Let me jump ahead just a little.
What? You just called me Ivy. Who's Ivy?
I wish I knew.
Like, it just became a thing where it'd just be like, "You call me Ivy. Who's Ivy?" I wish I knew. Like, and it just literally became a staple of the show for a while.
Well, if you call a woman the wrong name, that's definitely the right move.
I wish I knew exactly.
Like, oh no!
I was watching the news.
There will be no repercussions.
Absolutely not. It was the news, baby. I wish I knew. Here it comes again, Mr. CJ. Appreciate you, man. Beagle Studios, super excited. My latest film, The Blur, is all ready to be released, and it's ending a story that I started back in 2022 with Sparrow. And Chris, you should remember that name when I said it on Campia.
Oh, I enter a fugue state whenever I do these shows.
This is your innie. Oh, I'm talking to your innie. Yeah, that's why you don't ever text me back. That's literally why you never text me back. That makes complete sense.
How dare you? Oh, that's why when people are like, "That thing you said on the show," I'm like, "Huh? What did I do?"
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew. And that's so much better than me just making weird Scooby-Doo noises. It just, I don't know.
Whoa. Yeah. Damn, not in chorus. That was impressive, man. Mark Long says, "Hi. Hello, Mark. Matt at the movies. Do you think Dragon Ball Super will return anytime soon? It seems like it's rumored to happen each year. I really want to see the arcs of the Tournament of Power getting adopted into series." Oh, after the Tournament of Power arcs. Here's my problem. I am concerned that Dragon Ball Super, the manga, may not be coming back because it's constantly being teased. But I'm trying to remember the name of the writer that took over for Toriyama. He started working on some other things. So it has been teased whether or not the manga is even going to return. And especially when I think it's not done, you'd need an answer about the Black Frieza storyline. And are they going to be able to catch up and all that kind of stuff? But there's also this weird way of like, and then the story continues. that if you left it there because of the way the goodbye kind of happened, it would work. It would feel unsatisfying, but it would work. So I gotta hope that the manga comes back first, and then I would love to see the Morrow stuff. I would love to see Granola. I would love to see all of that animated out. But are you a Dragon Ball superhead as well?
I don't know as much about Dragon Ball because I watched Zekai, and that's kind of the extent of my knowledge. It's Toyotaru. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that.
No, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Yes. Toyotaru. And so, yeah, he had kind of teased it, but then some other stuff came out. I mean, the fact that we got Daima, which was actually Toriyama's hand, but then there's some other stuff that Toyotaru is working on. Just gotta cross my fingers, man. I'm nervous, honestly, because I would not want to just end it here, but it may be over. Gopal, one of my friends, talks a lot about Joss's devotion to waifu like SMG and Summer Glau being superheroes. Gunn is Def saying he's going the other way. SMG.
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Oh, right. Interesting. What do you think about this? Because I know of Buffy, but I only watched random episodes here and there as a kid. I don't really know enough to speak on it.
I can understand this idea. Again, going back to that like very lithe, very lean, small character who somehow has incredible strength. Because that's a huge thing in Buffy. She's so petite. She's so little, but she can, punch somebody and have them fly across the room. Again, very Jessica Jones-esque. So if Gunn is saying he's going the other way, it is that big physical athletic build where we actually see the super strength on somebody, which, like we were talking about earlier, I think is the way to go, especially if you're talking about a group of women known for being warriors and pushing themselves to their physical peak, a la Batman, we are the strongest contenders in the universe, based on our own natural merits.
Right. No, that's fair. I think that's spot on. Monica Barbaro as Wonder Woman says, Adit. Do I know Monica?
Top Gun, and she just got an Oscar nomination for the Bob Dylan.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
If she gets strong, if she gets slow.
She gotta get jacked. How tall is this young lady?
Oh, that's a great question.
5'7". I'm gonna need to push at least a 5'10" up in this mug at minimum. Again, I know we can cheat it, but there is something about Diana just reading Amazonian. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it has to be an intimidating performer.
Right.
It has to be somebody who you would not walk up to in a bar.
Right. She doesn't come off as intimidating. I'm sure she could play a badass. I'm not anti that. I don't know. That's not reading quite right for me personally. But I love your opinion. I wish I knew. Yep, bringing it back, Mr. CJ. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Marcus, my Wonder Woman pick is Courtney Eaton from Yellow Jackets. I believe she's 5'10". She's good. And Charlie Fraser is number 2. Okay, let's see. Let me take a look because I have not seen Yellow Jackets. Do you watch that show?
I'm not familiar with it aside from like the plot.
Oh, okay. And the fact that she's 5'10", I mean, she's gonna need to get ripped. Because she's a little more petite right now. Here, I can screen share.
Okay. Oh,
but the look is there as far as like the look of Diana for sure. I'm going to trust knowing Yellow Jackets and how intense it is that she's there, but she would just need to genuinely get pretty ripped, to just be believable. Because again, she has to be a force. Because right there, I can see Diana Prince right there in this photo. I think this is a good example. And then the second one was Charlie Fraser.
So I believe she was a top model contestant. She was in the movie Anyone But You. And she's tall, but again, she's that very thin model build.
Right.
But if she gets strong and can act well, because I've only seen her act in one thing.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely the other. That is definitely the other element. Is how is her acting? She was in Furiosa.
Oh, was she? Oh,
I guess so.
I did not connect the dots on that.
she was Mary Jabasa.
Oh.
I ended up not seeing Furiosa, so I can't really speak on it one way or the other. But
Oh, wait, yeah. But she's not like jacked in that though. She's good. She's a good job.
Okay. All right. Ricardo. Sorry guys, but give me a great 5'6" actress over a so-so 5'10" one for Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot was always limited and handcuffed to the character. Now I don't disagree with you, but I think it's a non-starter that it needs to be both. If you're telling me that I have no choice, sure, I'll agree with you. But I think it needs to be both. You don't. That's to me the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that we want Wonder Woman to be intimidating. Like she needs to be as much elegance and grace and like wow as also like. Hey, I ain't trying to with her, bro. Like, wait, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be both.
I need to believe that she can snap Maxwell Lord's neck whenever she wants to.
1,000%.
That's the big thing. And we keep talking about two other actresses who could play the role. We also could end up going the route like we did initially with Marvel of, the Thor casting, where we get somebody who's done a few things here and there, isn't a huge name, but they fit the brief of they're tall, they're athletic, they also are an excellent actor, and then we have this new person taking everything on. So I think that's where we also keep getting lost in the sauce here of, wait, which actresses are that height and who's doing the box office really well right now? That might not even matter. They might just do like Corn Sweat. A lot of people didn't know who he was, and he was fabulous.
And I think that's the thing. We just need to, more than anything, maybe just keep an eye out for more and more new talent. And a lot of these names that have come up are newer talent, so I'm not knocking any of that. But I mean, it's interesting seeing Charlie Frazier on a red carpet in front of 007. I don't recognize her from any Bond movies or whatever, but like even being a Bond girl, especially certain Bond girls were a little bit more badass than others. So like maybe I don't know. Again, I'm not anti it, but yeah, just get in there and hit your that's all. I would love to see Rhea Ripley play Big Barda.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no,
that's great casting.
Yeah, that's really, really good. I'm actually super here for that.
Yeah.
Luigi Cherry, for Gunn's Man of Tomorrow. If the villain isn't Brainiac, I hope it can be Intergang. With them finding new god tech and causing. Ooh. Now, here's my question though. Would Lex? Because the question is. Lex has to see enough of an existential threat to team up with Superman. Would he feel existentially threatened by Intergang, though? Because a lot of times he's sponsoring Intergang. So that's my only minor pushback is that. It needs to be enough that Lex is willing to work with his greatest enemy because he really, he realizes he can't do it alone. So I don't know.
I love the idea of Intergang being involved in these films.
Absolutely.
Great pull.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same. I wonder about that.
I'm actually surprised that they weren't kind of in the first one a little bit. That wasn't maybe a little bit of what he was tapping into, but we will see. The G-Man, hi, can't watch the whole show, just wanted to agree. Guardians Awesome Mix was perfect. Glad Gunn ignored the suggestion and glad Daredevil season 3 is a go. Well, thank you, G-Man. We are on the same page with you. And he follows it up with keep up the good work, or the great work, excuse me. Catch y'all later.
Great.
Have a wonderful weekend, G-Man. If you come back and see this, I hope you have a great weekend. Mr. CJ coming back. Sam's pause it moment with Bernthal.
When she was watching Thor, when his clothes all come off and when he's in front of all the gods.
Pause it. Yep.
It's so good.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. That's hilarious. Bro, Sam is maybe one of the funniest people I've ever seen on the internet, bro.
She's so funny.
Because it's all just completely natural. She just I had to do I couldn't remember what it was about, but there was something she said where she always was like, well, and I was like, what did she just say? Like about I was like, oh my God, dude. So damn funny. Gopal comes back. I can't think of any actresses who are simultaneously super tall, jacked, demonstrably good actresses, and in the right age bracket. And that's the thing. I think it's really going to be someone we haven't heard of before. I think that's the only way that could work because nobody jumps out. Because Gwendolyn Christie obviously is big and I think is a good actress. I don't know. Like I almost see her as I could see her maybe being Diana's mom. My God, why is my brain?
Yes.
My brain totally just, you know who I'm talking about though.
Yeah. As that, or she shows up as Cersei, or again,
or her also as Barda. I could see her as Barda too, you know, or one of the Furies. Obviously Barda used to be a Fury, but like any of the other Fury, like any of those, I think would work. Gopal, I'm still on Ardina Arjona to train for Wonder Woman. I think that she's really good. I just don't remember. Like I haven't seen a lot of her work personally, but I do think she 1,000% gives me the vibe. A little on the shorter side, but this would be one of those rare exceptions because I think she really, really fits the role. But that would be like a rare exception for me. I don't know if you're on the same page with that.
I think she's tremendous. I've loved her ever since Good Omens because I thought she was wonderful as a myth in that. But yeah, again, just needs to get jacked. And mostly what I've seen her do, that role, she's a little more like steadfast and sure of some things. I've mostly seen her be very vulnerable in roles, which is great and lovely. But I haven't seen her do a lot of badassery. But that also could just be my limited viewpoint of her. She has moments in Andor. She definitely has some things where she's a real cool character, but I haven't seen her have a very physical, powerful role.
No, that is 100% fair. That is fair. Okay. Hey Winston, it's early, but which Demon Slayer character is standing out to you so far, and why is it Nezuko? Honestly, I'm kind of on forgive me, the name of his teacher that wears the Tengu mask. The very first
the
the old man teacher. I don't know if he comes back around again.
Urokodaki?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think that's how I mean,
kind of we were joking that he was kind of like y'all will see tomorrow or Sunday that he almost is giving like kind of Obi-Wan vibes in that regard. Kind of just quick training stuff, but then clearly harboring some stuff since like for Obi-Wan he lost Anakin, and for Urodaki, like this is not the first time that this is kind of he's trained somebody that didn't go so hot. So that was a character to me because I find that kind of vulnerability interesting of like a mentor that's screwed up, and this idea of like, will they still whatever. I just thought he was interesting. I always liked the Gojos and the Kakashis and the whatnot. So for me, I hope he sticks around, but based off of you being like, maybe he does.
No, I had to really think about it. He does come back. We do see him, but I was just like, what the hell is his name? And I had to double check it.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, who's your favorite Demon Slayer character?
Good job. Thanks, Harps K. I like Kenroji, the love Hashira. So she'll be much later for you, but she's got great hair. She's so cute. She's very food motivated.
We really want to know who the boar person is because they still haven't shown up yet. And so like every time, so I had to explain to Kristian anime intros, and he goes, "This is bullshit. This is ruining everything." I said, "No. You got to understand. These little music videos are essentially like teasers, but they never tell you anything. Like they will tell you the minorest little bit of things.
My hot take is that the Peacemaker intro is an anime intro.
Yes. And we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, this is the same thing. You're gonna love Inosuke. He is ridiculous.
Oh, that's his name.
Such a fun character. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm super here for it, man. Like it was. We just kept being like, well, when did Kristian was like, so when do I get Pig Guy? I want to know when Pig Guy comes. Like it's a fun reaction, y'all, because it was equal parts of us enjoying the story and me kind of explaining and introing anime to Kristian while also experiencing a new story at the same time. There's a lot going on, but in a good way. So I really hope that we get to do this, continue to go forward. Let's see. All right, this next one. And so, yes, thanks, Harbs K. Joshua Gonzalez. I remember being 6 and seeing 28 Days Later in theaters with my dad. Mom wasn't happy that day.
No.
I've never seen the 28 series, so I can only imagine Mom was probably pissed with the nightmares and stuff that was going on.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, man. I'm grateful that my parents weren't into horror movies. That would have been probably a problem.
Me too.
Shay Markel. I believe She Rides Shotgun had a limited release. It's a film about a father and daughter caught in a tricky situation. It's an emotional thriller / drama. Okay.
Ooh.
He continues. The young actress in She Rides Shotgun is Anna Sophia Hager. She is absolutely incredible. It reminded me of how great Dakota Fanning was as a child.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's actually a really good. If you're using Dakota Fanning as a comp, then this kid must be pretty good, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let me open up my letterbox real quick and add that to the list. I did not even know this movie existed. Man, it's my computer. Why don't you have me logged in already? Let's go to the next one. Cody Erickson. Y'all need to see what Absolute Joker looks like. That man could have Gotham. WTF is Bruce gonna do? Interesting. Okay, Absolute Joker.
Absolute Joker. The Joker that drinks a lot of vodka.
No. As in the. Oh my god.
Oh, the Absolute Universe.
Yeah. The Absolute Universe. Yeah. No, dude. My lord. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He got something growing out of him. Ooh, Lord. It almost feels like a weird Joker meets ventriloquist. I don't. Here, let me show y'all the image real quick. Got like a good, just nasty. Is it multiple little kids sticking out the Absolute Joker? Like, this is, oh my Lord. I mean, the Absolute series is doing gangbusters. Like, I absolutely love Absolute Batman. I specifically love Absolute Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman. Those have been pretty top tier for me.
I have to go check those out. I am so behind on my current comics. I need to get my poop in a group. What am I doing?
No, your poop in a group.
Yeah.
I have never heard that phrase before. That is,
no one ever knows this. And I feel like and you're from Texas too. This was like the polite way of saying, get your shit together.
I didn't even make the jump to the original term of get your shit together. I literally just was like, does that mean you have like healthy poops if it's like all to get like
if it's all clustered together?
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Armada, did y'all see the AI stadiums? Thoughts? Also, who's winning, Lions versus Ravens? Well,
stadiums.
Yes, someone did a design. Let me see if I can again pull some of these really quick. Somebody did some AI rendering of what futuristic stadiums, if they were true to the teams, would look like. Let's see. Let me try and find the ones in particular. I know it was like on a video, but like this one, for example, this was like for the Baltimore Ravens, what a futuristic one would look like. So it's almost like a castle with a giant raven hanging over it. I wonder if this has all of them. So the Dolphins, it seems like you're almost in like an underwater type area, or the Jets would be like inside of a giant jet. Like these were like kind of the renderings. Is it not showing the, oh, sorry, here we go. Sorry. Let me go back. So like this Dolphins one, this giant jet one, for the Bengals, almost like you're in a jungle.
That's pretty sick.
So this was kind of the stuff that was there. I mean, it would be cool. As hella expensive. That would be like multi-billion, not like, oh, we just put in a $5 billion stadium. Then it's like that was $100 billion stadium. And I don't know, feed the poor first. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion, bro. If this is like part soup kitchen, part stadium, sure. But otherwise, And who do I think's winning? I think the Ravens will win. I don't trust the Lions yet. You beat up on the Bears. It's the Bears. I'm not. They're not good. So I don't know. The Ravens I feel a little bit more faith in than the Lions currently. Okay, where were we? Here we go. Gopal comes back. I saw one comic page where Plastic Man becomes Big Barda's dress, and it was funny even knowing nothing about either character. Yeah, Plastic Man's been known to do some kind of sketchy shit. That's kind of his shtick, to do all of that. So yeah.
Oh man, I want him in the universe though. I want that to be Ben Schwartz.
Do you think Ben Schwartz is Plastic Man? Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm literally just imagining. I'm just imagining him now as oh my god, why can I not remember his name from
John Raffio?
Yeah, from just John Raffio, but with Plastic Man powers.
Well, Gail Simone's run, she was like, I wrote this with Ben Schwartz in mind.
That's
hilarious. Which I think is so fun. But yeah,
I would love that. I would love that. Christian DeHoy, support for this awesome duo. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate you. Shea Markel, I don't watch anime intros until the end of the season. I don't even want to know the characters until they arrive. Intros spoil powers, weapons, etc. I understand, and that's what Christian was concerned about, but I was just like, no, but like it's so truly out of context. None of this means anything. Like the only thing I will give as far as the first intro for Demon Slayer that might have been a little spoiler is the idea of him, he's like wielding water. Interesting, like that, but most of the stuff, it's random people like, I don't know who that is. Who is that? What are they doing? Like I'm assuming there's some sort of like Akatsuki like group in here, because like all you see in that first season intro is like a bunch of people in shadows and one guy with a hat just like look at the camera, like, which I love anime intros for that it's random. So I almost I might do like a TikTok or a reel of like an anime intro for like your real life. Like if it was just like your daily problems or whatever, and it was just like you just dealing with your real life, it's like a random dude like tipping his hat and he's got like a bag and it's like, oh, what's going to break in the apartment? Like what kind of repairman is that? Is that like a plumber or an electrician? Like what happened? Like,
that would make life so much easier. Of just, I know that I'm going to meet some people. I know some obstacles are going to happen now.
I just want to know who. I just want to know why.
Yeah.
Christian, it's pronounced Adra Aharana. I still go for it. I'm not
Adria Arjona. I'm so sorry.
Arjona. Yeah, that's her dad is a super
You even
did
it phonetically, and I'm still like,
I know. Adria Arona. Arjona. This is bad. We're both actors. We need to be able to read.
I know. We'll pull back the curtain. Usually they just put peanut butter in my mouth so it looks like I'm talking and I get dubbed over. That's how we do this whole show.
That's fair. Mad Dog, really quick. I see there it is. Okay, so I'll read Mad Dog's right now. It's got one of two here. What do you guys like more, TV or movies? I personally prefer TV because I want more time with the characters. I'm not connecting with recent movies. When I scroll Netflix, etc., I look for shows because I want to chill for a bit. I'll just watch a YouTube video or listen to a podcast. Thanks. It's a good question. I'll let you go first if you feel like you have.
Well, I mean, it always kind of just depends on the story, or I promise I'm not trying to be gross. It depends on how you use the length of this. It depends on how you use the story length.
You're a liar. You were trying to be gross. You try to be gross.
They all got on. So there's certain movies where that, hour 45 to 2.5 hours, I get everything I need. I know about these people. I have a great time. There's other times, though, where it feels like a flash in the pan and people didn't get fully developed. And for that, a lot of times television is great. Several years ago, though, I remember people talking about how television was going to have this big boom because people are not remembering how to edit. This is why we also have really long movies and everything. And I feel like there is this kind of lost art of the edit because we used to tell stories in this really beautiful, succinct way. And now I love a deep dive on television, but there are times where I go, I think we could have sped this up. I think we didn't need 12 episodes for me to understand this, to get to this point. Conversely, there's television where it's 8 episodes or whatever. And I go, gosh, I need more. Why did we do this? Why did we rush it? So it really just depends on how the story actually unfolds, where the different media makes an impact for me.
Yeah, I think that is kind of spot on. I think it just truly depends because, like, there's, for example, like shorter video games that I got the story I need, or I'd had enough with the character, and I'm able to kind of move on. And then there's moments where I'm like, no, I would love to see what's going on with Master Chief for an extended period, or Laura Croft for an extended period. I think the same just applies here. I think typically I prefer my comedies to be TV shows because you want to continue to see them in various situations of just insanity, hence even sitcom situational comedy. Not across the board because, like, Rush Hour being my favorite movies, The Fifth Element, which I know is like kind of action oriented, but like Next Friday and Friday and Friday After Next, all that kind of stuff. Like, there are situations where no, movies are great. Give them one really messed up scenario and then let them play that whole thing out. But typically comedies I want to see in TV, and then anything more drama related I prefer in a movie, but it doesn't mean I don't love things like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones and things like that. So that's just where or The Pit. I mean, The Pit was so good.
So good.
Severance, so good, and so there, it really depends what you're trying to tell. Oops, I jumped. Harv's K, did Kristian question why Michael Jackson was in the Demon Slayer intro? Wait, is it already out or no? I don't think so. Are you? No, wait, where is Michael Jackson in the Demon Slayer intro?
So there is a particular character who everyone says looks like Michael Jackson because the way they dress him. He looks like he's in I think it's the Bad video where they're all in the hats. Or no, is it Smith Criminal?
No. So that it is the villain. It's the one that he's like the villain, the leader of the Akatsuki, or what I'm assuming is the leader of the version of Akatsuki in here, since it's him, and then the five silhouettes in the background. So no, he didn't say it. He didn't call him Michael Jackson, but we definitely, because he was more like, I don't want to ruin anything. And I'm like, I promise you, it's not going to ruin anything, bro. It'll be fine.
Most people are just like, he's battling Michael Jackson.
And or other, if you could replace the Venom trilogy with one Marvel Disney Plus series to receive a movie trilogy in its place, which would you choose? That's a good question. I was almost inclined to say WandaVision, like, because we're kind of getting a show trilogy of WandaVision, Agatha, and then it sounds like Vision Quest, but I needed those to have the time to flush out. I don't think it would have necessarily worked as much as a movie. I'll let you go if you got one, because there's nothing that's popping into my head immediately.
I mean, I think Hawkeye would have been more effective as a film.
Yes.
So maybe that one, but then I don't know if I want that trilogy. Although then we get into Die Hard territory of like, yeah, give me 3 Christmas specials with Hawkeye. And let's have him always trying to escape and get back to his family.
You know what?
Yeah, most of them needed the time.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I think if you would instead kind of taken the idea of like first movie really kind of focusing on Sam and Bucky's around, second movie focusing on Bucky and Sam's kind of around, and the third movie is where you're getting the main focus on US Agent and then Bucky and Sam having to work together to stop him. I think that to me would have slapped a little bit harder, especially when you consider that I just don't think that Brave New World was very good. It didn't really feel, overall, it didn't feel like a Sam movie. It felt like a Hulk movie, which is fine, but don't tell me I'm getting, a burger and then you feed me an Impossible Burger. They're not the same. They're not the same at all. And I need to mentally prepare almost for that if I'm gonna do that, because I really don't like fake meat. So I really need to get in the mindset of like, all right, I'm gonna eat some fake shit right now. That's fine. Like, so, don't tell me I'm getting meat and then give me a salad. I'm gonna fight somebody for that shit.
That's fair.
All right. So let's see. We did the Netflix thing. Missed a $5 super chat. I did. Oh no. Let me scroll back.
Very beginning, but it might be spoiler territory for life.
Where did I miss it? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I don't.
It was pre Gopal's Last Dragon one.
Okay, so
It's
then
a
can you
congratulations one.
can you find it for me, Luke? Because I don't have it on my list here.
I'll put it in the private chat. Oh, yeah, he's already on it.
Here we go. Great. Congratulations, Winston. Can definitely see you and your buddies as Shonuff and his goons as the groomsmen and Big Balls being the officiant. That would be funny. That would certainly be pretty funny. So yeah, no, I at bare minimum, bro, at some point I'm gonna have to cosplay as Shonuff. That would be really funny. And I said it the minute I started watching the movie that Dion Cole looks exactly like the actor that plays Shonuff. And apparently someone said he did. Now that I remember it, he did in Blackish. He for a Halloween episode, he dressed up as Shonuff. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. He's like a samurai. I did not get the reference at all. Bigil, I really hope we get a Daisy Quake back both on screen and in comics. You're such a great character. It would be awesome to see her with the other heroes. I agree. I really, really agree. And I'm a big fan. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm having like a brain fog day or something. Who's the actress that plays Daisy in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Chloe, gosh, what's her name?
Yes, Chloe.
Let me double check here.
Chloe
Bennett.
Bennett, there it is. I was like, I knew people someone would say it. Someone would say it very quickly. But I was struggle busting on that. But no, I would love to see her. Yoshimitsu, great show. What is your favorite very long movie that feels short? Mine's The Right Stuff, which is about test pilots, early NASA astronauts. Wolf of Wall Street. That movie doesn't feel like it's 3 hours because it's right under. I want to say it's like 250. It feels like it just flies because it's just chaos incarnate. What about you?
I mean, probably Two Towers. Where I'm like, no, I just want to be here for this whole time. Yeah. Extended edition.
Both Infinity War and Endgame. They don't like. I think probably because of the buildup, we're wrapping a lot of stuff up, so it never feels long to me. Mm-hmm. Mad Dog with another 2 here. What do you think has a longer lasting effect? TV shows have a bigger fandom. Movie series have fandom. I don't feel the same for individual movie. I asked because I saw a clip of Tarantino on Rogan saying TV isn't as impactful as movies and you forget about it, but I disagree. No, I fully disagree with him on that. I think it depends on the era. I don't think the era we're in right now, and since probably at like mid to late 90s into the 2000s, I don't think that's the case at all. Maybe before. What about you, Chris?
I'll give you that certain times the binge model makes it so we talk about something, then immediately data dump it. You is always the example I give. The television you was, hey, we have this crazy stuff happening. Oh my gosh. And we talk about it for a week and then, all right, we're done. So to that, I can understand it to an extent. However, if you have a monumental moment on television, people talk about it. And I feel like those are the bigger water cooler moments, so to speak. You know, the Breaking Bad bathtub, or the reveal in This Is Us, or things like that. They stick with the zeitgeist still. Again, it's just about what's impactful, and that doesn't have to do with your medium necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree with you that I think one of the biggest mistakes was going full on to this binge model. I think it was really niche at first, and I think it was really cool at first. But then I think there was that moment once we realized what it was doing to our brains, that it wasn't as good. So real quick, this is Dion Cole on the left as Shonuff, and then that's actual Shonuff. That's what I'm saying. He looked exactly like him. For those that weren't familiar, and I saw that somebody, Johnny Bravo just said it. Yep. Have you seen Dion Cole in the Shonuff Halloween costume? It's uncanny. So yeah, but no, I agree, because again, I would think there are people that know way more about the Lannisters and the Starks and all that kind of stuff than they have about some of the bigger movies that have come. Hell, even the most recent Star Wars movies, and that's Star Wars. And I would argue people know at times more about the Starks and the Lannisters than they do about like Rey, other than people that were shipping like Rey and Ben,
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Chris, Poor Unfortunate Souls or Be Prepared?
Ooh, what a good question. Oh man. I mean, Be Prepared slaps, and also what a great movie to go watch. I mean, Lion King is so great. Is it Hamlet with lions? Yes. Does that negate how good it is? No. It's phenomenal. And I think that song just tees up so perfectly what ends up happening to Scar too, just being eaten alive by those who you promised things and weren't going to deliver on. Ooh. So good.
Gopal, I was happy to see Emily Van Camp return to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even if I didn't like the end of her story. People always forget Star-Lord was on Everwood with her.
Not all of us.
Chris Pratt was on Everwood?
Yeah.
The first interaction with Chris Pratt that I had was Parks and Rec. I thought that was like he just killed an audition and that was his first thing. But most cases, people have done a few things before they get a reoccurring. We're getting close, y'all. We've got about 10 minutes and we're at 52. So we're about 25 away. We can do this. I believe in y'all. Come on. Mike Cat, recast an MCU actor in a DCU role and why? That's good. That is good. An MCU actor into a DCU role. If you got one, just go for it. But let me think for a second.
I mean, if he is our big bad, I would love like Mads Mikkelsen as Hugo Strange. I know that's not like a recast, but
yeah. No, that's
fun.
Good though. That's really good though. Ray Winstone that was in Black Widow as Rupert Thorne with Batman.
Ooh,
I think that'd be pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah. Deion Cole, the Conan writer. Deion Cole write for Conan O'Brien? I don't know. I mean, he's a stand-up comedian. He is an actor that's been in a lot of stuff. Like big breakout role was him on Blackish as Charlie. Hilarious funny side character there. So funny. Did you watch the whole of Blackish or like a decent amount of it?
No, I need to pick back up because I lost it when they split up.
Okay, bet. But you remember in season 2 when they're talking about the N-word and somebody says it at work and all of a sudden just pulls a gun out on the table and just looks at people like this.
He's so funny. He's so funny.
Good. Johnny Bravo. Oh, never mind. You just talked about it. LOL. All good. The J in Arjona sounds like an H as in hot. Oh, Arjona.
Yeah. Arjona.
Arjona. Oh, there it is. Oh. Thank you, Kristian. I feel a lot better now.
You're helping pick up the slack of my Spanish teachers from back at Woodlands High. Thank you.
Right. Slightly toasted. Jared Padalecki for Batman in the DCU. I am not familiar with Jared's game.
He was the most recent Walker Texas Ranger. He was in Supernatural. He was one of the brothers. He was Sam.
Okay. I don't know his acting, but the look, sure.
Yeah, I can see him as Bruce for sure. I'm trying to see him as Batman.
He was also in what? Fire Country. I don't know. Okay. Go pal. People still talking about Who Shore Jr.
Who shot JR?
Oh. Because I know somebody with the last name of Shore. So I just spelled like that. So I just assumed.
Shore Jr.
Yeah. Who Shore Jr.? Yo, I heard he a great actor, bruh. And Luke and Laura. Hell, I know that reference and I've never seen a minute at General Hospital. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. So kind of on the piggybacking of the TV fandoms and whatnot. Mad Dog, I can name every king of Game of Thrones, but not our presidents. That's a good point.
Oh,
that
no.
is a good point. I just saw an old Last Week Tonight episode about Sinclair Media, and the last little bit of it was like a hall of wax presidents. And there was a bunch of wax presidents that John Oliver bought himself for the show because he loves to just buy random shit. And I was like, that was a president? Like I didn't know that. So
whoops. Yeah. There's certain ones where I'm like, huh? Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially because you think whenever you hear presidents, you think to yourself, oh, well, they're going to be famous forever. Like they're going to be and there's some of them that just, no. Alan Smithy, the 2012 documentary film Logistics is the longest movie ever at 857 hours long. It's 35 days, 17 hours long. Seems like it could be shorter. Yeah, talk about losing the art of editing. It probably started in 2012.
Dang.
35 days and 17 hours.
What? I just need to, I haven't seen logistics, so I'm saying something just completely out of my butt.
Yeah.
What is the value of a 35-day, 17-hour film? What does that do?
Who also sits down to watch that?
Yeah.
Like you literally can't, because you have to go to sleep. 35 days, you have to sleep. After like a couple days of sleep, you actually can start to go into insanity. So
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Alan, did you find this during the pandemic? Are you all right? Did you get through it? Have you seen it? I have questions.
This is all very good. Yeah. I'm also curious what it's about. Like,
yeah.
I'm very curious. Go pal. A lot of forgettable 19th century presidents. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Yeah. In a way, though, it's kind of like, oh well, they just kind of kept things going. I mean,
yeah, kept it pushing. Like, knew about all this. Like Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Harrison, John Taylor. Heard of Polk, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce. Like now, Buchanan. I've heard of Buchanan.
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew Johnson, Lincoln, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Chester Arthur. That was a president. I don't. I've heard of Grover Cleveland. Who's a Benjamin Harrison? Who is you and what did you do? I've heard of Grover
Welcome
Cleveland.
to the part of the show where we reveal our education, having some gaps.
Harding.
What?
I've heard the name. I've heard Coolidge, and now I'm good. Coolidge on, I'm good, because then Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. Like now I get what you're putting down. But some of these dudes, I'm like, who are you and why are you here?
Yeah.
So I bet I could pick the names, but no way I'm getting them in order. John Taylor, Zachary Taylor. John Tyler, Zachary Taylor.
That's a kid from Home Improvement. That's not a president. What are you talking about?
I know Chester A. Arthur because of Die Hard 3.
Oh.
We're naming presidents. I had no idea. Oh, Lordy Jesus, man. All right, y'all. Man. Well, we have come to the end of the road. And I can't let you go, but I must. It's 10:57. So unless we get a random surge, that is going to be Capes and Cal. So one more time, Chris, let them know what you got going on and where they can find you.
Oh, man. Two Filthy Casuals Pod. New episode out today. Go to YouTube or find us wherever you get your podcasts. Find me at It's Chris Carr. Check out Speak Friends Studio for voiceover info. And again, please go check out J. Scott Campbell's wonderful Kickstarter for that Danger Girl art book. It's exquisite, you guys. If you like Danger Girl, go get it.
Love it. And of course, you can find me at The Swaggy Blurred on all platforms, especially here on YouTube and on twitch.tv/TheSwaggyBlurred. Blurred Breakdown Mondays on my channel. Spill the Tequila Roke on Tuesdays. Blurred's in the Hood on Wednesdays. Back here on Fridays. And this weekend, I said it before, I'll say it again, our Demon Slayer reaction is dropping. So if you're a fan of the show or if you're new to Demon Slayer and you want to go on this journey with us, please join me and Kristian, because again, if the numbers are up, then Kristian says we'll go forth with it, but it's got to do well. So please watch that. And with that, thank you so much for watching Capes and Cals. I know that Kristian is pushing, I think, to get to 250 by the end of the year. So if you're a new person to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Come on back. Check out any of the awesome content. A lot of reactions, a lot of reviews, other shows and personalities on here. And of course, the man himself, Kristian Harloff, which we'll see a little bit later. So with that, y'all, thank you so much for watching Capes and Cals. Y'all have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you on the flip, man. Peace.